it's Betsy from Cuttin Corners Vinyl in Nederland, Texas, and today we have a fun video. Now I think it was a few months ago I bought these wood panels and they either came from Hobby Lobby, Michael's, or Joann. But I changed out my background, so I wanted to make a cute little sign using a Marilyn Monroe quote. And I was like, wait, you know, I've got a new computer. Let's go through the whole process of showing you how to install a font onto a Mac, designing this out, and kind of going from there. So what you're gonna need for today's tutorial is you're gonna need your unfinished wood sign or whatever you're wanting to put this on. You could use canvas. It's kind of up to you, but this is what I'm using. You're going to need your super tack transfer tape and your specialty materials, Glitter Flex Ultra Pressure Sensitive. And just to let y'all know, we do have 15% off the entire website now through Sunday. What is Sunday? I think the 30th. Is it the 30th or is it the 31st? Let's double check. It is the 30th at 12 a.m. Central Standard Time. So you're gonna need your vinyl. And then I was super excited because Arteza sent over these iridescent acrylic paints, and I figured that this would be super cute to paint the background on. Now I will have Arteza linked down below, but just so you know, they did gift me the paints. They also sent me these, which are super cute. These are like carry-all totes. They're nice and big, and it's a set of two. These retail for like $25.95. But you know, I always need places to store things, and these paints retail for $48.99. But I loved the colors of these, so I was like, let's paint it a pink color, because y'all know I love pink. So here's one of the pinks I'm excited to use, but I will have them linked in the description box. Now remember, if you order off of those links, that it is an affiliate link, so I earn a small commission. But I love iridescent and these excite me. So you're gonna need your paintbrush, transfer tape, your vinyl. So if you'll give me a moment to change the camera angle, we'll go over how to make this and install your fonts. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is we need to download our font. So for the design I want to do, we're gonna download Dolly Script, and this is on 1001 free fonts. So I'm gonna click on the download option. There we go. Now I'm gonna go down here to my downloads folder. I don't even know if you can see that. Hold on. Okay, so there you can see Dolly Script, and you can see right here the Dolly Script Personal Use TTF, which TTF stands for True Type Font. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna double click on the Dolly Script, and you can see the window popped up over there. That's what she looks like. We're going to go ahead and install the font. Now, one thing is when you're installing a font, you want to make sure the program that you want to use is closed out. So like, since I want to use Cricut, I wanted to make sure that that was closed. Oop, didn't mean to do that. I want to make sure it's closed out before we do that. So now I'm going to go down here to my launch pad, and then Cricut is on the next page. There we go. So there's Cricut Design Space. We're going to click on it, and now Cricut is opening up. It's going to take a second. Okay, so now I'm going to go to New Project, if it wants to work today. Okay, let's close that out again. Sometimes you've got to close out of it and then get back into it. Don't ask me why. I think it's because they are doing new stuff. So it is having some more issues. So there we go. So now I'm going to click on New Project. So one thing I want to do is I'm going to make my window a little bit bigger so it fills out the area. because that's part of the thing so you can see it better. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here and I'm going to go to shapes and I'm going to grab the square. And this is just going to give me the base for the sign so I can lay out the design the way that I want it to. Okay, so that's my 6" by 6" square. Now, the text that I want to add onto my sign is well behaved women rarely make history. So let's go ahead and back that up and then space it. Okay. And this needs to be lowercase. And then we're gonna women rarely, okay, make history. Now, I don't think I need to put the Marilyn Monroe part, but that's kind of up to you. So I like how this looks. So now I want to change my alignment of my text to center. Okay, now I do want to take and change the color of the text to red if it actually wants to do it the way it's supposed to. We shall see. And you know what? I am going to add the Marilyn Monroe part. I think that'll make it look cute. I don't know. I love Marilyn Monroe. I know some people don't like her, but I love her. Marilyn. Monroe. Okay, so there we go. Now, okay, I like how that's laid out. Now I want to change the font. So now I'm going to go up here to fonts. I'm going to go to system fonts and I'm going to type in Dolly or D-O. Okay, there is Dolly, single layer. See how cute that looks? That's awesome. Okay, so as you can see, why did you change again? This is part of where we're having issues, is it keeps wanting to change the text differently. So now one of the things I want to do is I want to go ahead and ungroup our text. Okay. And one of the things I want to do is take the first line. We can move that out of the way for a second to make it where we can't see it. I'm going to select that row and I'm going to go ahead and weld it. You see how that gets rid of those extra lines? So now that is one line of text versus individual letters. So now I'm going to weld that, and weld the last line. Okay? Now, I'm going to select the top 3 layers and I'm going to make those. You see how that's 5.1 inch? I'm going to make that 5.5 inches wide. Okay? And I'm going to go ahead and again align my text centered. Okay? So we like how that looks. And one thing about it is I think I want my text a little bit closer together. See how that brought it together? Now again, I'm going to go back up and we're going to align centers. And I'm going to go ahead and attach that. So now that's one piece. So Now I want to take the name Marilyn Monroe and I want to make that a little bit smaller. So I want to make that 4.5 inches. Perfect. Okay. Now I want to take and select everything again, and I'm going to choose to align, and this time I'm going to align right. So as you can see, that makes it look more like a signature. You see what I mean? So we're going to go ahead and attach that. Now I want to go ahead and change the size of my design again to 5.5 inches wide, and I actually might make that 5.75 inches because it doesn't have to have a whole lot of room. Now I do want to go ahead and unlock this, and I want to make it 5 inches tall. See how that kind of stretches it a little bit, but I don't mind how that looks. Let's see if we make it 5.75 tall. Okay, I like that. Now, let's make it where we can see our sign again, our background. So that way we can take and select everything and align it center. There we go. And that's exactly what our text is going to look like. So the black sign, that can be deleted. I don't need that anymore. And everything is already attached together. So now I'm going to go ahead and click on Make It. There we go. And we're cutting this in regular adhesive, so I don't need to mirror it. Okay. Now, when you're working with the pressure sensitive Glitter Flex Ultra like this, I do recommend to do test cuts. That's part of it. You can have some issues with it because it is thick, it's textured, it just makes it easier. Let's see. I'm going to turn off my Cricut and then I'm turning it back on to see if that makes it catch with the Bluetooth. Sometimes you got to make adjustments, you know. It doesn't always want to attach or to work. So I'm going to retry that. There we go. Especially when they're doing updates. The only problem is I don't have enough USB ports on the Mac. Okay, let me check and make sure my Bluetooth is on. So, to check and see if my Bluetooth is on, wrong thing. Go to System Preferences, there we go. Go to Bluetooth. I don't need to connect to the Cricut Air. Now, I don't know why we're having issues. There it goes. I think it's trying to pull it up. But again, this is good stuff for you to see. Like, you can see my mouse is connected. You can see my AirPods are connected. Why aren't you wanting to connect? It is working. Okay. I'm going to turn it off again. And I'm going to let this kind of do its thing. Because as I said, I think this has more to do with the Cricut program itself and the way that the Cricut's wanting to pick up than it is the actual machine itself. Okay. Remove. Okay. Now let's try this one more time. That is not even the one I'm wanting to connect to. Okay, it's not. Let's go back to, that's my printers. There we go. See, sometimes you just gotta keep trying. There we go. So now, as you can see, Cricut Maker is there. Okay, so again, you need to play with your settings to see what works best for you. Typically, I choose glitter iron-on, and I choose more pressure to give it extra cut strength. But again, you got to play with your system settings. So I'm going to send this to cut, and I will show you what it looks like when it's done. Dokey. So I have some of the fluorescent lovely pink on my paper plate. I've already painted the edges, so that way it would save a little bit of time. But I'm just taking a big paintbrush, and we're going to add our first coat of paint. Now, I definitely, because of this being raw wood, will definitely say it will need at least 2 coats. I probably won't show painting both coats on camera for time, but you will need at least 2 coats of paint for this project. So there we go. Just keep on painting. But this is a really pretty color. It's just whenever you're painting anything that is raw wood, a lot of times it's going to require multiple coats. It's just the nature of the beast, because raw wood will take and just suck up the paint. So as you can see, that is the first coat, and you can leave it this way if you want it to have more of that rustic feel. So as you can see, if you look at how this looks right now, it looks more country and not super modern. Like, this would be cute for farmhouse decor, but I want it to be like a full opaque pearly coat. So we will let this dry, and then we will paint another layer. But I probably won't show that on camera. You'll just see the finished product. As you can see, here is my board, and this is that iridescent paint on it. Isn't it just beautiful? I love the shine that it has. And again, I used the lively pink from the Iridescent Harmony tones. So I've already cut my vinyl pretty much how I want it laid out. I decided, so I cut the glitter, and I didn't like the way the glitter looked. So I was like, we're gonna change this to something else. So I'm using the polished metals now. It's the black polished metals. I will have to fix that after I stick it on. Okay. So with the size that I made the vinyl, there should be about 1/4 of an inch all the way around. It's not a lot of room, but that should be about right. So I'm just kind of laying it out, testing it out. Bring it up just a hair and over just a hair. I think that's pretty good. Okay, now I'm just gonna take my squeegee it down, and I did let the paint dry overnight because I started this project yesterday afternoon. So I was like, well, we'll let the paint dry overnight. A lot of times that helps with things to make sure it's all good. Look how pretty that looks though. There we go. I love how this came out. And I love the polished metals. Now, I've just got to add this little piece back on. Because, you know, sometimes that happens. There we go. And I love it. So if you like this project, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button right down below. And if you hit the notification bell icon next to it, that will notify you when I post new videos, which is every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But I guess that's it. So we'll see y'all later. Bye.